Okay, hi guys and welcome to the show, and today I'm finally going to be unboxing my Seiko that arrived from Japan while I was still in London. I'm quite surprised. I ordered it kind of a couple of days after Christmas, expecting it to take a while, but of course it actually arrived to New York before I did. And I've got to say, anytime I've ordered watches from Japan, they've always been so quick, especially to the United States. Mailing watches to the UK takes a while longer. Also, there's always customs problems. They always want their cut. But I've got to say a big thank you to Keigo here, who actually signed it gift, so I didn't have to pay any taxes on it. Fantastic. Thank you very, very much. Just really quick and very, very easy experience, and this actually was on Amazon. Anyway guys, you all know what's in the box, but before I do the unboxing, let's just have a look, a little bit of background at the film, and of course a little bit about Giugiaro himself. So Giugiaro was born in 1938 and is probably Italy's most famous automobile designer. He's worked on pretty much everything you can think of, from Lotuses to Alfa Romeo, the Volkswagen Golf, most famously the DeLorean, the one made quite famous by the Back to the Future film. Even more recently, a Ford Mustang in 2006. And not only cars, he's designed cameras for Nikon, even firearms for Beretta, motorcycles, and of course a few watches for Seiko. And this particular watch that we're talking about today, this is a reissue of a watch that he designed in 1983 and then was cast by James Cameron in the 1986 Aliens movie. Now, Aliens is of course the sequel to Alien, which is actually one of my favorite science fiction films of all time. Don't get me wrong, I love the James Cameron sequel, but it's very much a different film entirely to the original. The original is much more of an art film. The concepts and artwork done by, of course, designed by H.R. Geiger himself, and based very much on his book Necronomicon, which to me, I was a huge Geiger fan, and when I saw the film, it's just like a cinematic horror film based on Geiger's artwork, so it's very much an art film. James Cameron is famous for being extremely picky, and it's not 100% certain that he chose the watch, but watching a lot of documentaries about the making of his films, he's one of those directors that really kind of nitpicks and cares about every single little detail. And I wouldn't be surprised, he's a watch guy as well, I think he's an ambassador for Rolex, but I wouldn't be surprised that it was his decision, and a lot of people have said this, that he cast the Giugiaro Seiko chronograph, and this is the 7A287009, for Ripley, and then there was a different version in black, I think, for Bishop. I think they had the black version, the black PVD. Of course, it was very, very 80s, and the film was very much a product of its time, and you got to remember, this was before CGI and all of that, so everything in the film was made, you know, the aliens were made with animatronics, and the huge scene with the showdown with the alien queen. I mean, there was 2 puppeteers inside. The thing was hanging by a crane. It had 16, 17 people operating all the different moving parts and animatronics and the robotics and pistons and all the rest of it. So it was everything in the film was very tactile, and, you know, small models and a huge amount of special effects, all done by hand. And I actually love those kind of just before CGI, especially with James Cameron's Terminator 2 in the early 90s. But so it was a middle to late 80s film, and very much using the technology to the best capabilities in the 80s. And I absolutely adore it for that. It's a fantastic action film, really enjoyable. The original 7A287009 gets a lot of wrist time in the film. You see it, in fact I'll try and show some clips as I'm talking. You see it very much as part of her outfit, of the wardrobe of the character. It fits so well in this kind of industrial, futuristic, very kind of functional, utilitarian styling, and it just works wonderfully. I think I really do enjoy when a watch is cast very well for a character in a film. And as I'm saying this, I'll do a quick wristwatch check. I'm wearing my SKX on my lucky olive RAF Zulu strap. Now of course the version I've ordered is a reissue. I would love to own an original one from 1983, which is of course my birth year, but you know, spending several thousand on a vintage quartz chronograph right now is not high on my priorities list. There we go, perfect. Right, let's put the box to one side, and here we have Seiko. There we go. Right, I'm going to pop on my famous white gloves, because this is how it's done. And these are my new ones that I got for Christmas. There we go. Right, let's have a look. So the standard outer box is the Seiko. We have a Japanese warranty. So, of course this is only available in Japan, so I had to order it from Japan, and this was from Amazon. So we get the Japanese domestic box, not the blue international box. So here it is. Right, this is the moment. Drum roll please. Let's open it up. Oh wow, it's a lot smaller than I thought it would be. Wow, it definitely is a lot smaller than I thought it'd be. Cool, so what's in here? We got a cool little manual, futuristically done manual. That's very cool. Should take that out, put that here. The pillow back in the box. Wow, okay. It's a lot heavier than I thought it'd be, because so there are two versions that I boiled it down to. There was the black PVD version and this one, which is actually also coated in this kind of matte grey. And I went for this one because I wanted the Ripley one. I have to say it looks like plastic, but it's not. It's really quite substantial. I'm quite surprised at the weight of it. Wow, look at that dial. Sorry, a bit of dust there. So the reissue, if I put it on this side of the screen and compare it to the original has, I think, a crown and extra pusher here, and also this one has the date at 3 o'clock hidden on that subdial. Oh, fantastic. So we got 24-hour time here. Let's engage the chronograph. Oh, fantastic. Look at that. Look at those beautiful orange hands. I'm just looking at all the detail. Everything is perfect. Everything lines up. Let's stop the chronograph and reset it. Oh, look at that. Very, very nice. Wow, so the crown is hidden here in this kind of, this extra, it's a little bit like a pro cloth. Wow, look at those links. Stunning links. I'm going to take this plastic off so we can have a closer look. It just immediately makes me think of the film, doesn't it? A slight tapering. So where's the, how do you, oh okay, so some kind of mechanism on the inside to change them. It's going to be interesting sizing this. So we got a push down, let's open this. Oh, fantastic. And it's all matted, very consistent. Oh, we got slight micro adjustment on the clasp. That's pretty cool. That's a nice little pusher there. signed Seiko, very nice. I love how that's flat. Oh, that's really cool. This is a very cool watch indeed. That little yellow, it's a kind of almost a brown on this. The layering of the dial is just beautiful. I love yellow, and it's just so 80s, and oh, I can't wait to wear this. I'm really excited. Let's have a look at the back. So we got signed Giugiaro design. Very, very cool. So Japan movement cased in China. We got spring bars there. I would love to see this on a NATO. I mean, however, you know, I'm very excited about the bracelet. I do want to kind of keep it faithful to the film. I mean, that's pathetic, isn't it? I'm starting to geek out on the... I want the Ripley watch, just like Ripley. I mean, what's next? I'm going to get the pulse rifle too. I mean, anyway, really cool little Allen key. I don't know if that's to do with the tightness of the buttons, or to take this thing off, or I don't know what those do, but it'd be interesting to find out. Just have a look, another quick look at the dial. Gorgeous, really gorgeous. I love those colours. It does remind me of his cars from the 80s. It really does. So it's very, very cool. I'm really chuffed with this. I'm surprised that it's at its weight. It looks plastic, doesn't it? But I tell you, it's quite solid. Anyway, it's going to be really interesting to size it and get to know it, and then of course I'll do the full review. So stay tuned for the full review. But so far, I'm really impressed. It's beautifully designed. I really do love it so far. So very cool indeed. So a childhood dream has come true, and I'm starting to get all the iconic chronographs of the world. So 100-meter water resistant, which is pretty cool. So I don't have to worry about doing washing up or any of that. And I'm quite looking forward to it. You know, the coating getting worn in a bit like Ripley's. I mean, I'm being geeky again, but I think it will add to its character. You know, when there's xenomorph slime and dirt and acid burns from aliens in it. Very, very cool, guys. Anyway, I must admit, I'm impressed so far. I gotta say, I'm impressed so far. I'll do the full review, I think, in a week or two, depending on how it goes. Just a quick size comparison to the SKX. It's smaller, which is not a surprise. So this is a 41. Yeah, very, very cool. So I suspect, I mean, I'm just gonna pop it over my wrist. What's the label say? Spirit Smart SCED035. So just pop it quickly on my wrist there. Wow, it's really going to wear well. I can't wait to size this. Let's size it now and give it some good wrist time. Okay guys, let me know what you think down below in the comments. Also, actually, I would love to hear what other watches from other films you'd like to see reviewed. I'd really like to hear that down in the comments, so please nominate your favourite watches in films. Okay guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very, very much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it and found it useful, and I'll definitely catch you in the next one. Okay guys, ciao.
Emergency. All personnel must evacuate immediately. You now have 14 minutes to reach minimum safe distance.